will be 8.3 rotational dynamics. So in this subtopic, we are going to look at on the definition of the moment of inertia, where the symbol is I, and then this is the equation for moment of inertia of rigid body, and then after that we state the torque here equal to I alpha, where the I is moment of the inertia and the alpha is the angular acceleration. All right, moment of inertia I. So let's say we have a rigid body that undergoes rotational motion. We have maybe billion of particles that compose this rigid body. And then if you look at here, we have M, it represents the mass, M1 for particle 1, M2 for particle 2, M3 particle 3, and Mn for n particles that compose rigid body. And the R here is the distance between the specific mass with rotation axis. And of course, this is the meaning of the moment of inertia, where the symbol is capital I. It is the sum of the products of the mass of each particle, and the square of its respective distance from the rotational axis. Mathematically, we can write down as I equal sum from I equal 1 to the n particle product between M with the R and the square. Yeah, this is the equation to define moment of inertia. If we want to calculate the moment of inertia, we also can apply this equation. So that you're going to look at in the tutorial session. All right. So remember, the I is moment of inertia, and the M is a mass, and the R is distance of the respective distance from the rotation axis. So this I, moment of inertia, is also known as rotational mass. If mass, linear mass, is a scalar quantity, rotational mass or moment of inertia also a scalar quantity. All right, the unit, you can see here, moment of inertia, rotational kinematics, analogous to the mass in linear kinematics. So the unit, kilogram meter square. It's not like linear mass, where the mass is kilogram, but moment of inertia or rotation mass, the unit is kilogram meter square. So there are three factors that affect this moment of inertia. First, of course, is about the mass of the body. From the equation, moment of inertia I equal to sum mr square. So the mass is one of the factors that affect moment of inertia. The second one is shape of the body. Different shape will give different moment of inertia. For example, like the cylinder with the sphere, so different shape, so the moment of inertia will be different. And the last one will be the position of the rotational axis also, because when you change the rotational axis, so it will change the R. So from the equation I equal to sum mr square, we can list down, we can get two factors, that the mass and then position of the rotational axis. Okay, so this table shows various moment of inertia for various body. So this for the hoop or ring or thin cylindrical shell. So actually you don't have to remember this. It will be given in the problem. Solid cylinder. So we have the mr square, half mr square. So after that we have a uniform rod. It's like the pencil, for example, where the rotation axis through the center of mass. Cm is center of mass. So it will be half 1/12 mr square. And then we have the solid sphere. Solid sphere will be 2/5 mr square. Meanwhile, the hollow sphere will be 2/3 mr square. And then next will be relation between torque and alpha. So for example, when you rotate the rigid body by applying the force, we apply the force to the edge of this rigid body, so it will cause the body rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. All right, so all the body will start rotate from rest. So we have the existence of the linear acceleration and also angular acceleration. So from here we have the net torque. So the net torque about rotation axis O here will be given by I alpha. So net torque, and this net torque, because the body undergoes rotational motion, is analogous to linear motion. Net force or sum F equal to ma, where the sum F here is net force, where the m is a mass and a is linear acceleration, like in the chapter about force in the problem of Newton's second law of motion. Okay, the last subtopic is about conservation of angular momentum. So in this subtopic, we're going to look at on the angular momentum. So what the meaning of angular momentum? That's why here, if you can see the end of this lesson, this you all should be able to define. Means that you able to remember what is meant by angular momentum, where the symbol is L is equal to I alpha, and then after that state the principle of conservation of angular momentum. The application of this conservation of angular momentum you would discuss in the tutorial session. All right. So the symbol is L. So if you can see, there is a arrowhead on the top of the L here. So it means this angular momentum is a vector quantity, such as linear momentum. Only the difference is the symbol. Linear momentum, the symbol is P, but angular momentum is L, capital L. So this is the meaning of this angular momentum. It's the product of angular velocity of the body with moment of inertia. So mathematically, L equal to I omega. So it's analogous to the linear momentum, P equal to mv, that is the product of mass and linear velocity. It's a vector quantity such as linear velocity, but the unit is not same as the linear velocity, linear momentum. That is, the unit will be kilogram meter square per second. Kilogram meter square per second. So we can remember this unit of the angular momentum by remember the formula of angular momentum, and we also must remember the unit of moment of inertia and also the angular velocity. The SI unit for the moment of inertia or rotational mass is kilogram meter square, and the SI unit for angular velocity is radian per second. If you look at here, there is no radian symbol here, so whether it's with radian or without radian is not it's not wrong, so still right. Okay, the next will be statement of the conservation of angular momentum. So the statement of the conservation of angular momentum is a total angular momentum of the closed rotational system is constant. So mathematically, we can write down I omega equal to constant, because the total angular momentum is the product between I and omega is equal to constant if the system is closed, means that the net torque equal to 0, or the resultant of torque about any rotation exists on the rigid body equal to 0. So this is the condition for the application of principle of conservation of angular momentum. And from here, we can deduce one very important relation, which is the initial total angular momentum equal to the final total angular momentum. And usually we apply this principle to the rotational motion, the body in rotational motion, such as a ballet dancer, spinning top, or any rotational motion in a closed system where there is no slowing down of motion, frictional force and torque. For example, here we have a man hold two dumbbell. Initially is outstretched and is stand on the platform free to rotate, so it's rotate, and after that when it's bring the dumbbell towards his hand, so the rotational motion getting faster. So to explain about this, why the omega is getting increased, or the motion, the angular motion getting faster, we can apply conservation of angular momentum. All right, so this is the C1 and the C2 content of the chapter about rotation of rigid body. Okay, so the end. So the next chapter is about chapter 9, simple harmonic motion. So since we have so to check whether you understand what I have delivered, so I want you to answer the question, the objective question, where I will give the link online. So online using the form, so you can use your handphone, and then you just type this link, or you just scan this QR code. So after that, I want you to answer that question within the time given. Okay, thank you very much because staying with me, and bye bye for now.